What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you find yourself watching this show live on Blueclouds Media. Welcome back again to Football Minutes Show live on Blueclouds Media. It's a show that brings you everything that regards to football and also where the biggest matches and latest news are being discussed and transfer rumors. Also, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Erik Ten Hag seek redemption as the Blues aim to top four spot. We're going to look at the tactical battle unfold at Old Trafford as both teams strive for victory, experience the passion, drama, and excitement of top four fighting between these two teams. And also we're going to look into the head-to-head of these two teams, press conference reaction, recent meetings, form guide, and also the seasons, two team seasons so far. So, guys, be my guests. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back and then continue with the stream. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Yes, beautiful people. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live on Blueclouds Media. Ahead of the game tomorrow, where Chelsea will be traveling to Manchester, Old Trafford to be precise. Big game playing on there. If you look at these two teams in the last five games, Manchester United have won one game, and Chelsea, I think, have drew four with Manchester United. So this is the right time. Is it the right time to play Manchester United? That's a big question mark. And we know what Chelsea is all about. And you don't know what kind of Chelsea you're going to see during that day. But it's about time Mauricio Pochettino get that win for Chelsea. We played very, very well against this big team, but yet we haven't secured all 3 points. I think it's about time. We drew against Arsenal, drew against Liverpool, drew against big team Manchester City. And then unexpectedly, we went and lost big against Newcastle United. It's very, very difficult place to go. But then my name is Need Zion, bringing you the next half an hour of streaming. I'm here with my co-host, Stephen G. Big G, welcome again. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, doing good. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. I just can't wait. I wish today is the day that we're playing the game at maybe I think 3 p.m. my time. I think someone around maybe 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. UK time. That's when they normally play when it's 3 p.m. my time, isn't it?
I'll double check kickoff time. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be there.
I think it's
8:15 UK. So
3.
add 3 hours to whatever time it is for you now.
Yeah, so yeah, 3 p.m. My time here is when they usually play that game. Big up to you, my friend, my brother, my lovely Chelsea friend on YouTube. Meta Face Doom. He says, "Big up, need thoughts on tomorrow's game, bro. We got a lot to talk about regarding Pochettino's press conference today and certain questions that were being asked and other stuff. So be my guest if you're free." Do not leave. Steven said us. He says, you going, Steven? Absolutely. No, no, no. You're playing away, away. Steven doesn't go most of the away games. He's always at the home game. So yeah, Steven won't be going for the away game. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about over here. Steven G, big game tomorrow.
Mhm.
We'll be looking at the head-to-head of these two. But before we get to the head-to-head, Steven, let's start with the press conference. Injury
Do you want to
update
do?
between we
Do you
do
want to
the
do injuries and then conference? Would that be
yeah,
easier?
yeah, press conference and injury. Say, yeah, we can do that first. So we can start from our press conference, which will definitely lead to the injury players that will be ready for the game tomorrow. And we'll start with some of the questions that were being asked. Steven, if you want to take some of the questions that
Mhm.
were being asked regarding Pochettino, how does it feel sorry for Erik Ten Hag and the feeling that a lot of
Does he
reports,
feel sorry or does he have any advice? And I
yeah,
believe,
that
so I've not got
many
this report on my
hold on a
list. I
second.
believe it was no, and he don't have advice for him or something.
Yeah, or many reports have been put out there that Erik Ten Hag have lost 80 to 90% of the dressing room,
50%.
whatever percent it is. Does Mauricio Pochettino really care? Or is it because we've managed lots of egos, big players in the past, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar, and the goat himself, Lionel Messi? Was that why they asked that question?
I think it was in the question. I think the question was something to do with um does he feel sorry for him because like he's managed like big egos and stuff like that. And I don't have this down on the ones that I was looking at from the conference because I just got fed up with them asking him about stuff that didn't relate to us. And but I do believe his response was something like no, but like basically no, and his focus is always on like his own coaching staff and stuff like that. At the end of the day, what's he gonna say? Yeah, I feel sorry for him, but it's life as a manager. Like you're gonna struggle and you're gonna be at risk of getting sacked at times. Every manager's probably been there. Guardiola was probably
Yeah,
there at some point. Your camera's
absolutely.
frozen, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Steven. Working on it.
Yeah, I think every manager's been there where they've been on the brink of being sacked at some point in their career because obviously when you're starting out, you're still trying to figure out your tactics and stuff like that. So you're not always going to get results. So even the best managers have been there at some point in their career, no doubt about it. So that's sort of my thinking is that at the end of the day, sure, maybe he feels sorry to him, but at the end of the day, that's the business you're in. Everyone's struggled at some point, as I've just touched on. Every manager, even the best managers, have been on the brink of sack at some point because when you're starting out, you're not the best when you're starting out. You're still trying to figure out your tactics, your team, and all that. So you wouldn't have necessarily got the results. So you're going to struggle there. So every manager's been there. So maybe to an extent, he sort of feels sorry for him. But at the end of the day, there's not really any advice he can give him. What's he going to say? Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, I do agree. I mean, why would Mauricio Pochettino feel so sorry for Erik Ten Hag? Is it because he is a coach and his other counterpart is also a coach? So for that matter, he has to feel sorry for Ten Hag. I don't think he has to feel sorry for him. Another way is it the other question that was being asked is it the right time to play Erik Ten Hag's Manchester United? Is it the right time? And his answer was that it's always a feeling. It's always good to play at Old Trafford. Always a good day. It's always a good time and a good day to play at Old Trafford with a number of supporters and number of people that always tune in to watch a game. It's a very, very good stadium to play at. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Look, it's a big stadium. The stadium has issues. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, you look at it for how it is. It is a big game.
Yeah.
And I just saw someone say, so apparently it's the most drawn fixture in Premier League history. So in terms of head to head, played 62 games. Each team has won 18. Here's the weird bit. Both teams have won 18.
Yeah.
And their splits are the exact same. Both have won 12 at home and both have drawn 1 6 away from home. And there's 26 draws. 26 draws is the most in a single fixture in Premier League history.
Sure, I'm sure you're showing that. Let me see if I can click on that
Yeah,
statistic.
I sent it to you because I only just loaded my laptop up as we were hitting live. So
Yeah.
I sent it to you literally a couple moments before.
Yeah, I've seen that one. So I just went to the main FA page to get it a little bit bigger, because sometimes when you have it on the Discord, it's a bit hard to read. So I think yeah, make it a bit bigger here. Hopefully that works. I'm not so sure how people can see it, but then I think
Okay.
Yeah, this is what you're talking about, Steven, head to head in Manchester United and Chelsea's. If you look at it in this way, we have total wins for Manchester United 18 compared to 18. That's tied on there. Then we have the home games and away games 12-12. Goodness, draw away and draw away 6-6, and they've drawn 26 of all. So should this game really define who is who is upper ahead of the other? Because it looks like they're tied on point in terms of number of wins, home wins and away wins. They're right
Yeah,
on
it's so
point. I think
weird to see
Chelsea.
it literally the exact same. Like the chances are that, especially
Yeah,
between big teams.
Chelsea were really ahead of Manchester United, miles numbers, until recent in the past 10 years, which we haven't really played very well
We
against
haven't won
United.
at Old Trafford since 2013.
It's
10 years since we
ridiculous.
won at Old Trafford. The last time we won at Old Trafford, I think, I could be wrong, but I think Ferguson was the United manager and Benitez
Yeah.
was the Chelsea manager.
Okay.
That's how long ago it was. One Matter scored in, I think it was the 87th or something minute.
Yeah. Metaphase Doom said I will be at the Palace game day after Boxing Day. Good job,
Yeah, that's
Metaphase.
at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Metaphase, we'll see if we can see you there. Steven will be there all the time. Every home game, you're gonna see Steven there. So Steven will be there
I
to
mean,
watch that
unless
game.
I'm ill, yeah, of course.
Yeah. And I don't wish you to be ill. You'll be there.
No, I've only through my own choices. I've only of being like not taking risks due to being ill. I missed
Yeah.
one game this season, and then last year I think it was I had COVID, so I missed one game. So yeah, it's very rare I miss them by choice.
Regarding what I said earlier on, I think we'll come back to this the recent meetings that I did talk about earlier on, where I said Chelsea in the last five games, Manchester United have won 4-1 against Manchester,
Yeah,
4-1 against Chelsea, and
3-1
all the
draws and
rest
a
have
0-0 draw.
resulted in draw. There's too many
Just quick,
draws
did I just
in this
say
fixture.
Matt scored in the 86th minute?
That's what you said.
Oh, was one off. So when we last won at Old Trafford in 2013, Juan Mata scored the only goal of the game in the 87th minute. And then, do you remember they used to have brothers? I think it was Fabio and Raphael or something.
Fabio and Raphael, yeah. One was a
Raphael
defender,
got sent
one
off
was a
2 minutes
midfielder.
after that.
Yeah.
So,
Raphael brothers,
yeah,
Brazilians, yeah.
I thought I'd
So
better check that. But I weren't far off, to be honest. I was a minute off.
So we have looked into the some of the press conference questions that were being asked. We're gonna look at the injury list. I have my stuff on the
Hmm.
screen also regarding injury list for now. So let me see if I can pull that one out. If not, then Steven, take us through some of these injuries. Big up to you, Makeem. I saw Makeem earlier on Chelsea perspective, but I was then in very, very busy taking care of these little kids. So big up to you, Makeem. He says, big up me and everyone out there. Big up to you too, my big brother. I hope you're doing well. It's always nice to see you on the channel. Go ahead, Steven.
Do you want me to go through both lots? Because I've got the United website up with theirs as well from the conference.
Well, let's start with United. Let's start with
Okay.
United. If you can.
So I've not gone up far enough to get the first part of that. So it states that they've had to deal with a number of absentees for much of the season. So Martinez, Malacia, and Casemiro still facing more time out. Ten Hag was then asked about the players seemingly closer to a comeback: Johnny Evans, Mason Mount, Ericsson, and I think that's Ahmed Diallo. And he responded with, "There's some positives, but not back already in the squad." And essentially, it would more or less be the same squad as their game to the northeast. Which who did they play? Oh, Newcastle.
Newcastle United.
Yeah. So it's basically going to be very similar to squad to that game for United.
So how many in
Um,
all? How many number of players are they missing prior to tomorrow's
off the
game?
top of my head, I couldn't tell you because I think there's more than what's listed here. But if we go based on the ones listed here, Diallo, Ericsson, Mount, Evans, that's 4. And then Casemiro's 5. Malacia 6. Martinez 7. But I think it's more than 7. I think
All right,
there's
so
others, but just they didn't list all of
only
them, I
7.
think.
All right, so put down a 7 of the players
Mhm.
likely to miss out. So
Well, the
because
ones that I've said there are all missing out in Johnny Evans, Mason Mount, Christian Eriksen. It says Ahmed, so I mean, I think that's Ahmed
Ahmed
Diallo.
Tiaro, yeah,
And
I think
then
that's
Lisandro Martinez, Tyrell Malacia, and Casemiro.
Casemiro. Oh, that's
Casemiro's
the
been out for quite a while as well, hasn't
yeah. I know Luke Shaw is back, so Luke Shaw will be
he?
looking forward to play against Chelsea.
He's on his way back. I think he was
Yeah.
Chelsea growing up in terms of he supported Chelsea, if
Oh, is it?
I remember rightly. Yeah. And
Oh
then
wow.
Chelsea was at one point linked with signing him, but it never happened.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want, I can quickly go through the Chelsea ones as well.
Yeah, you can go through Chelsea ones as we have here. I mean, you should have that one on the website. I still have that on the screen,
Yeah.
so you can still go ahead, Steven.
Yeah. So Lavia and Kunku both getting close to returns, both not quite ready yet. More so in Kunku than Lavia. Trevor Chalobah's still out. At what point do we start to question if he's actually injured and it's not just keeping him out of the team because he's got to leave and we don't want to risk injury? Chilwell's obviously still out, long term issue. Carney Chukwemeka, Wesley Fofana, Malo Gusto, Noni Madueke's been added, and Leslie Ugochukwu's been added.
Yeah, he said
I think,
recently Leslie pulled something during
yeah, it was minor. He said it happened after the game the other day,
Mm.
but I don't think he came on the other day. So I don't know how he managed to do that after the game the other day.
Okay. All right. So, guys, this is what we have for you on the screen. If you guys can see, you heard what Steven said, and also I have it on the screen. Romy Lavia progressing with the reconditioning phase of his rehabilitation. Christopher and Kuku progressing with the recognition phase of his rehabilitation. With regards to Christian and
Reconditioning.
Kuku, yeah, conditioning. With regards to Christian and Kunku, Pochettino doesn't want to reach this player. He wants to make sure he's fully fit and he can be fit and ready to play with the team for quite a long time. So they're trying
I
to
think
assess
his
him very,
exact
very well.
wording was. I think his exact wording from what I was something like, "When he's ready to be in a squad, he'll be in a squad." I think that's his way of going. Please stop asking me, because if he's in a squad, I'll let you know he's in a squad.
I mean, it makes sense. If he's ready, he'll be ready. They'll put him in the squad. But I mean, they're still going to ask those questions because just today is not a match day, so definitely they wouldn't know because normally
No, but I
before
think
match days, during
Mhm.
training, you could tell the first 11 will be on one side and maybe the reserves will be on the other side, and they
No,
can
of
tell
course,
that.
but I think it was sort of his way of saying like you ask for injury stuff, which obviously I don't think he has an issue with because obviously everyone wants to know are there any fresh injuries, anything like that. But I think it's more a case of I think they kind of tend to ask him about specifics of is Nkunku ready. So I think that's more the thing because it seems like we get some injury news and then it's more like specific of is Nkunku ready, and it's been that for like 3-4 games now. So he's probably a bit tired of it, to be honest. It's probably like, okay,
I agree. I
if
mean,
he's ready,
he
I tell you he's ready.
I will feel the same way if the same question keep
Mhm.
being asked to me all the time, every
It
press
started before
conference.
international break.
Yeah. So I do agree. I do agree. So we talk about Bank Chilwell, Trevor Chalobah continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program, which is Trevor Chalobah is a player we
Mhm.
might not see during the January transfer window. He might end up going to Germany.
He's
To
likely to be sold.
Likely, yeah. Kana Chukwemeka also continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. Chukwemeka is one of the players that I think that the team has missed a lot. His creativity up front, I think he's more direct and a killer to me than even ice cold Palmer. With Kana Chukwemeka can do much more better than Cole Palmer, but that's what we have now. Cole Palmer is the guy we have to call on now. But I miss
Mhm.
Chukwemeka, and also we can talk about Wesley Fofana, which I saw him in training today. It's pictures regarding Wesley Fofana continuing to undergo his rehabilitation program. We can't wait to see him back. Malo Gusto continued to undergo his rehabilitation program. Also, Malo Gusto, I don't know how long he will be off, will be on the side of the pitch. Noni Maduwiki, a lot that we haven't seen much from him in a while. He started a rehabilitation program also. Leslie
Nolly's
Uguchukwu.
sounds a lot worse than what Gusto's does because Gusto's it's continuing to undergo, whereas Nonny's just started. But it's weird how Gusto, I don't think he was on the last injury update. I think him, Nonny, and Leslie were all added to this one. But it says that Gusto's continuing to undergo. I could be wrong and just sort of glanced over him in the last one, but I don't recall seeing him in the last one.
So the last person on the list will be Leslie Ugochukwu, who is undergoing his rehabilitation program. So, guys, if you're here watching us live, do me a favor, drop your prediction and also your predicted scoreline if you can, and also your predicted starting 11 if you have it by any chance. And also let me know what your thoughts are on the game tomorrow. It's Football Minutes Live on Blue Clouds Media. My name is Sneeze Zion. My co-host is Steven the Big G. Be right back in a second. Yes, sir. The boys are back again live on Football Minutes Live on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch the show also live on Facebook, Blue Clouds Media on Facebook. And also you can catch our other channel or our other page, which is Chelsea Inside, also on Facebook. So, yes, whenever you're looking for Blue Clouds Media channel, we are everywhere. So, support the channel. If you haven't dropped a like on the video, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Keep your bell notification icon active at all times so you don't miss anything from the channel, and also subscribe, drop a like on the video if you really enjoy what we are doing here. Thank you for being part of the show and being part of the community. Thank you very much, Steven. We'll move on from there. Next one. We've talked about the injury update regarding Chelsea and Manchester United. We've also talked about press conference reactions, questions that were being asked, and Mauricio Pochettino's opinion and his answers to those questions that came in. That's what we started with. The next one is we'll be looking at the predicted lineup. We're not going to we know what it's going to be, but we're going to look at the diagram that a lot of these platforms have, and we'll see if certain players in there need a rest or certain players need to be dropped off from that list. And what's your guys' take? What's your guys' take on Thiago Silva? Does Thiago Silva need a rest in the big game against Manchester United, or should we put in somebody else, or can the team do without Thiago Silva? If you have any answer after that question, drop it down in the comment section below. Steven, your predicted lineup before we go to the scoreline.
Yeah, I was wondering if the website was going to have the same as what I have, because for me, I'd rest Silva because we're about to go into a very busy period where you're playing like every 3-4 days, and we can't play him that regularly at his age. So I'll rest him, maybe bring him back for Everton, maybe rest him for that. I'm not sort of decided on that yet, but I'd go Sanchez, and then obviously Reece James is back from suspension, so I'd go him, Badiashile, Levi Colwell, and Kukurea in defence. I think Badiashile and Colwell can be an absolute terrific pairing at centre back for us. Caicedo and Enzo with Sterling, Palmer, Mudryk, and then Jackson up top. That's where I would go with it anyway. And then I'd probably start Breyer against Everton.
All right, so yeah, I'm trying to get the diagram on the screen for us to see what Steven is talking about. He said he's going to rest Thiago Silva. Do you guys agree with Steven resting Thiago Silva, our most experienced defender in the football club? But I think it makes sense a lot that if we have to try and play the game without Thiago Silva. Let's see, because I don't think Thiago will be here next year. So if it's not going to be here next year, I mean, hypothetically, if it's not here next year,
purely, but I'm saying that purely on the basis of one of his sons has like another year or so with Chelsea after this year.
But
I doubt he'll want to move his sons.
Steven, does it make a difference if his son have lots of years with Chelsea? If 1 more year with Chelsea, does it mean that after Thiago Silva's career, his son is leaving the football club? Because I know Ronaldinho's son either he's with AC Milan or Barcelona, but his dad doesn't play for the football club. Retired. Yeah. So my question is, does it mean that if Thiago Silva is done with his job with Chelsea, it means that his son has to move on from Chelsea too? You get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah, but the other thing is the fact that we know how much him and his family love Chelsea as well. So
I mean,
they'll want to necessarily move before son's time's up. It depends. We know how much they love it here, so I wonder if they move or not. But we got 3 games in the next 10 days. This is what I was referring to when I was talking about Silva. We got United tomorrow, Everton on Sunday, and then the following Saturday we've got Sheffield United. But it's getting to a point where you've got to have a lot of games in a short period of time because you go into that festive period. Actually, let me go deeper on this, right? After Sheffield United, 3 days later, we play Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. Then, Christmas Eve, because of all the Sky and TNT or whichever one it's on, I don't know what one it's on, but point stands. All the media get to basically move games they want on TV, and they've decided, oh, let's put that on Christmas Eve. If there was ever to be a game on Christmas Eve, I don't think there should be, because staffing stuff with people having time off with their families, whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible decision. I think every fan base agrees it's a terrible decision, even when it doesn't affect their team. Because you got to look at it, right? It's Christmas Eve. People would have had plans, and then the game's been moved, so now people got to get called into work and stuff like that. I think terrible decision, but it's the media, and the media get control on stuff like this because they get to pick games they want on TV. But I think if you was to do a game on Christmas Eve, it has to be like a local derby, like a London derby or a Manchester derby.
Derbies. Derbies.
Simpler
Yeah.
to do, especially because you always get train strikes over the festive period as well. So I think the trains are down, so Chelsea are like putting up a coach to get all the fans, putting up coaches to get the fans there and back and stuff like that. It's terrible decision making, but then again, when is it not from people like the media and the FA and all that stuff? So
Yeah, I agree. I share the same sentiments with you, Steven. 100%. I agree. I think that the Christmas game that they're talking about, I think the Christmas Eve, right? Christmas Eve game.
yes,
That
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. I think that they should. I don't think they're gonna. FA is gonna change his mind on it because it's
It'll be too
Chelsea.
late now, probably.
Yeah, it's a bit too late. I mean, if they're gonna do something about it, when they sell, when the time that they send in the appeal within
Yeah,
a
the
week.
supporters groups all joined together and said it's BS basically.
So they stand by it. Let them stand by it. It's okay. It's okay. But
Mhm.
I hope that next time any other football club like Manchester United or Liverpool started warfaring stuff like that, they will take that into accountable and then stick to their words or stick to their stance where they belong. We know certain clubs have so many privilege than other football clubs in the Premier League,
Favoritism.
which yeah, favoritism, which it
Mhm.
shouldn't work that way. So well, we're gonna move on from there. Big up to you. I123 love you forever. She said, "Hello, Nizayon and Steven. How are you both doing today? Sorry, I have been very busy at work and just now joining. Thank you very much, even joining now. You're not late. You're not far out from being late. So yes, it's Zion and Steven live on Blueclouds media show. Absolutely. We are discussing the predicted lineup, and also we'll be discussing the scoreline before we bring the stream to an end. But then we'll be taking a look at this diagram that we have on the stream. Steven prefer
Mhm.
if Thiago Silva will be rested according to him, and I feel like why not? Why not if
Mhm.
we have Disasi? So it looks like Disasi is missing in that manner. But let's see, maybe Mauricio Pochettino. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's this guy, Thiago Silva, will still be the guy over there trying to organize the back four with his experience in the in association football. Sanchez will be in goal post, Badishia on the left hand side. Yes, we're still missing Cucurella and
No, we're not.
Cucurella as well.
Cucurella and Reece James were both suspended. Reece got a double yellow, which is a one-game
One game.
suspension, and Cucurella got his fifth yellow card, which is a one-game suspension. So both are back. So based on all of that, the only difference to what they're showing to what I would do,
Mhm.
I take Silver out, put him on the bench. I put Cucurella at left back, and then I shift Badiashile and Colwell over one spot. So Badiashile becomes your right centre back where Silver is. Colwell goes where Badiashile is, and then Cucurella goes where Colwell is.
You know where I'm getting confused? I'm getting confused. I'm being messed up with logic and logic. I'm being getting confused here with logic and what I think that Poch is gonna go with. That's where I get confused. Logically, it makes a lot of sense to sit Thiago Silva down, to make him sit,
Mhm.
and for these young players to play the game and try and know each other, should in case Thiago gets to the sideline for a long time. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and logically, this guy has been playing lots of minutes. He's almost 40 years old, but I don't know. He's playing
I think he
he's
started
playing
every
like a
game this
19
season.
years old. Yeah, he's playing
In
every
the
game.
Prem anyway.
Yeah, in the Prem. I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't expect Thiago to start. He starts in the big games, doesn't he? Against Brighton
Starting
in
in
the
like
FA.
every Prem game right now.
Yeah,
To
he
be fair,
played
there was a point where we had injuries to quite a few centre backs and stuff, so didn't really have much choice.
right.
Yeah, we've
So
played 14 league games. He started all 14.
yeah, so that's where I'm getting confused. The logic and then what I think Mauricio Pochettino might go in for. I think he's logically it makes sense for Thiago Silva the seat, but then Poch, I think he's really going to rely on experience, someone who can mobilize the defense and control. We have two captains. Thiago Silva doesn't need a Kanban to be the captain. He's already a captain on his own. Even without it, he controls the game. James is back. That motivates and galvanize the guys to go ahead and win that game. I'm gonna see Casado and Endo Fernandez. Endo Fernandez have started to be on fire. He scored brace against Brighton Football Club, a penalty which I was a bit scared about. That I know that he's not really good in that penalty spot position. But then he did well. He did well. He proved me that he proved me wrong that with time he can have that confidence and finish those penalties. Ryan Sterling again, absolutely on the right hand side with Cole Palmer in the middle being nuisance to attack him, defending players. He's going to be that creative player that we're all looking for. Modric, we saw how good this guy is anytime he's on the ball. If you guys saw that flick in the midfield against Brighton, was outstanding. And
Do you know what?
there is more we can get from Modric. Go ahead, Steven.
There was another one where I think the ball was switched to him and he's had to chest it and he's right by the byline and he put a cross in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jackson wasn't like there, but I was sitting there in my seat in the stadium and I said, you know, the one that was lofted and then they've done a little like side foot sort of volley out of play for a corner. If Drogba was there or Acosta was there, they see that ball coming and they're sprinting to get into position and get on the end of it. Like,
Yeah,
there's not much more he could have done in the situation he was in. Like, genuinely, not much more he could have done in terms of Mudryk. And I think for the most part, he had a very good game the other day. And maybe we're getting back to that point of where we were around the Fulham game where he was starting to pick up his performances. Obviously, then he suffered a slight knock and then knocked him backwards a bit. But maybe if he gets a bit of consistent start time, we'll get back to seeing him start to perform that little bit more and sort of see a bit more of what we signed him for.
I feel very bad for Ganacho and what's his name, this young player who was injured in the start of the season, United player Manu or whatever his name is, and then
Manu or
Ganacho.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Midfielder.
these guys are going to face Rhys James and Calcedo, and Rhys James is going to do the job
Probably
on.
more Sterling. Sterling will probably be down the right.
Yeah, I mean, defending Rhys James will be stopping Ganacho, who's going to be that menace of a player
Mm-hmm.
in that left hand side. So also Cowell, who there's I mean Anthony won't be any menace to Cowell. No, not really. He's very very predictable. The same thing they said. I'm not sure if you heard about the criticism on Jack Grealish, Steven. Did you hear the criticism on Jack Grealish that he's so
No,
one
I saw
dimensional
that he
and very
broke
predictable?
a thing of he hadn't scored in like 29 games or something.
Yeah. He's a senior player, and you have Doku who just came in recently. Doku is
Doku's been
getting game
tearing it
time.
up in terms of goals and stuff.
Yeah, people say, that ball that he had against the goalkeeper, which is that 1-on-1. There's no way Grealish will score because he's one of the slowest players on the pitch. Why was okay? I do understand. So let's see. Garnacho will be stopped by Rhys James. When I look at the Manchester United, the predicted starting 11, we have Onana in goal post, Harry Maguire, who have turned the season around,
Oh, Maguire
Wan-Bissaka.
with potentially Mudryk running at him. Oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be so good.
Wan-Bissaka also in the Victor Lindelof and a pair of Wan-Bissaka. We've seen it again. Varane is on the bench. On the bench. Luke Shaw is back from injury. Then have McTominay, Anthony, Bruno Fernandez, Ganacho. Sorry, it's not Ganacho. Henacho is the name. The right pronunciation is Henacho, but the name start with a G, so people call him Ganacho. Ganacho. It is Henacho. Henacho is the name. Then we have Royceland Hoyland or Hoyland is what his name is.
Rasmus
Hoyland is the name.
Højlund. Yeah.
Yeah, Hoyland, another good player. He's he's still a little bit raw, but then he is a strong guy. When he get a chance, he will score. A good thing that we're
He
having
hasn't.
good players.
Højlund hasn't scored in the Prem this season in about 700 minutes.
Oh boy, but he's been
He
scoring a
can do.
lot in
He can
the
do it against
Champions League.
clubs like Copenhagen in the Champions League. These smaller clubs in the Champions League. He can't do it against the Premier League clubs.
Guys, if you're watching, this is the guy we are talking about. Rasmus Højlund is the player we're talking about. 20 years old. He's he preferred to play on the left hand side. He's a Dennis. Yeah, from Denmark. He was the number 11 shirt, but hasn't scored in the Premier League. Yes, 680 minutes played. He has no yellow card. He's played 10 matches. He started 8 of them, but never scored. Never scored. So that's the guy we're talking about. Nicholas Jackson. We look at Nicholas Jackson profile so far. Nicholas Jackson, 186 centimeters, which I don't know much about centimeters. I deal with feet and inches. Senegalese international, 31 million, came to the Premier League. He has played 990 minutes so far. He's got 7 yellow cards. Very, very indisciplined. 7 yellow card.
To be fair, the thing is, it's not even. I don't even think there's many for fouls. I think it's mostly for dissent.
Pushing players and
shut your mouth. Don't speak. You're gonna get booked. Just shut up and let the captain speak, please. He's going for the record. I think the record is held by Etienne Capoue for most yellows in the season, and it's 15. He's on course,
Wolves, right? No, either Wolves or they wear yellow.
He was, I think he was at Spurs at one point, but he was at Watford.
Yeah, Watford. Yeah, Watford. He got most of these yellow cards.
He's like halfway there, and he's played. He's like 11. No, he's played more than 11 games. He's played 13 games. The only game he hasn't played in is the one he was suspended for.
That's right.
And the record is 15.
All right, so guys, if you're watching this live, we are live on Blueclouds Media. Football Minutes live on Blueclouds Media. Do not go anywhere. Here you go. Beautiful people, welcome back to Football Minutes Live, brought to you by Blueclouds Media, and we are still on it discussing the big game tomorrow. Manchester United hosting Chelsea at Old Trafford. So yes, we said we talk about Nicholas Jackson. Jackson have started 11 of 30 matches already played in the Premier League.
In the Premier League,
yeah, with 7 yellow cards, 1 assist, and 6 goals. Who would have thought Jackson was going to have a brace against Tottenham Hotspurs?
There's one other thing.
I think a hat trick, right? Hat trick.
Yeah, hat trick.
Yeah,
but there's one other thing to add to that, right? Rashford, Højlund, Martial, Garnacho, Anthony, and Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, sorry, Bruno Fernandes. In the Premier League, 7 goals, 1 assist between those 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players, yeah?
Yeah.
7 goals, 1 assist. Jackson, on his own, yeah, has 6 goals and 1 assist. He's 1 goal for a match in 6 players at Man United. That's ridiculous. Also,
and then if you talk about Raheem Sterling, also with 5 goals, 1 assist, 40 matches played.
Actually. One of
Sterling has
my
played.
gone.
Sterling has played almost every Premier League game besides just
He's
one.
played
14
every
games
game, but
played.
he hasn't started every game. We've
Um,
played 14 Prem games. He started 13 of the 14.
yeah, he started 13 out of the 14. He missed just one. He missed just one. So, 1,144 minutes played. He's a 90-minute player. So I'm not surprised he's getting the 1,144 numbers that we have there. Good player. By all standard, Raheem Sterling. Arguably, he's the best player for Chelsea so far, Steven.
Probably him, maybe Palmer's in with a shout as well. Because I feel like people will look at it as just goals and assists, and that Palmer's only getting goals from penalties. But if you watch the games, you see how influential Palmer is on the pitch for us.
And I tend to disagree with those people who think that Palmer gets goals from pain alone.
I mean, he
Because look,
does. He has
what
only
if
scored penalties, but it's not all he can do.
what if he doesn't convert those penalties? Wouldn't they criticize him?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they give him the credit if he's scoring from the penalties and that's the opportunity he gets?
Bro, that's pressure. If
Yeah,
anything, you should be saying he can handle the pressure at a young age to
yeah.
take penalties in big moments, especially that one against Man City, his former
Man
club,
City.
who are the
Yeah,
best team in the world, and a goalkeeper that knows him very well from training. Just quickly
absolutely.
though, right?
Yeah, we
One
got
of
4 minutes
my
to go still.
huh?
4 minutes.
Sorry, I won't take 4 minutes. One of
No,
my
I'm saying we
friends
got four, so you guys go
okay.
ahead. Yeah.
One of my friends said apparently Mark Goldbridge said that Chelsea struggled to score, right? Let me give you some perspective, some context, yeah? If we talk about the Premier League alone, we're 10th on 19 points, they're 7th on 24, yeah? We have scored 25 goals, yeah? They have scored 16, but we struggled to score apparently, yeah? In 3 of our last 4 games, yeah. So Brighton, City, and Spurs. The only game not included is Newcastle. Yeah. 3 of our last 4 games. 3-2 win against Brighton. 4-4 draw against Man City. We were robbed with the penalty decision. And 4-1 win versus Spurs. I don't care whether it was 10 men, 9 men, 8 men, whatever it is. Yeah. The point is, we got 11 goals in those games in the Premier League. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
United have scored 16 in the Premier League all season. In 3 of our last 4 games, we've scored 5 less than you have in your 14 league games. If we look at it as Champions League games as well, yeah, I need to find this one. The Champions League included, they are at something like 28 goals, I think.
28 goals.
Yeah, so across the Premier League and Champions League, Man United have scored 28 goals and conceded 31. If we include the Carabao Cup in that, they lost 3-0 to Newcastle in their first game, so they didn't score anymore, but they conceded 3 more. So across all competitions, bear in mind they're in 3 competitions, they scored 28 goals and conceded 34. We've scored 3 less goals in the Premier League alone than what they've scored in 3 competitions. They're in the Champions League and they're playing teams like Copenhagen. And I forgot the other one, but it's Bayern Munich, Copenhagen, and I can't remember the other one. I'll have to try and find it. But the point stands. At the end of the day, you're in 3 competitions. 2 teams you've played in the Champions League aren't teams that you should be struggling against, excuse me.
Yeah.
And you played them twice. They're teams you should be pumping. Teams you should be battering. And when you factor that in, plus the Newcastle result in the Carabao Cup and all their results in the league, they've only scored 3 more goals in all competitions than we've scored in the Premier League. And they've conceded about 10 more goals.
So my Godbridge, he's and you prove him wrong though. Yeah, we score many goals, 16 goals in the Premier League. I think about 14 games or 15 games played, and with
Mhm.
16 goals is not good enough for a team like Manchester United. Chelsea have scored a lot of goals, 20 something goals, more than what they have scored. Within 7 or 8 goals more than what they've scored, right?
In what, the Prem?
In the Prem.
Um, Gotta quickly find it again. They've scored 28 across the Prem and Champions League. So if I scroll up, I should be able to find it again. What was it? Premier League.
While Steven is looking at that, we can also look at his head-to-head
Got it.
top players in the
We've
Premier League.
scored 9 more in the league than what they have in the league.
But Steven, even look at their top scorer. Their top scorer has
They've got 2
3
players
goals.
with 3 goals, then they've got one with 2, and the rest have 1.
Yeah, but Nicholas Jackson alone has 6 goals, and he's our top
Mhm.
player, and has 1 assist. But Bruno Fernandes has 13 assists. But Bruno Fernandes have played 14 matches compared to 13 of Nicholas Jackson. So
It
that's
is
another
what it is, man.
statistics there.
At the end of the day, it's a shame that they're ahead of us because they don't deserve it. If you look at it as performance versus performance,
Yeah.
our performances have been better, and I don't think anyone can argue that. So the fact
Uh,
they're ahead of us is a shame because they've got all the luck in the world, and Chelsea never get any luck. So
we can
it is.
I can also share this inside statistics with you guys. Manchester United are ranked 12 in goals scored per match, 1.1 goals scored per match. Manchester United haven't lost to Chelsea in the last 6 meetings. 1 win, 5 draws. Have scored 10 goals in their last 5 matches. That's Manchester United. And also Chelsea is being ranked, and it's been ranked in goals scored per match, which is 1.8 compared to 1.1 of Manchester United, 1.1 of Manchester United, and then 1.8 of Chelsea, Chelsea FC. Ranked 8 in shots on target per match, 5 shots. So they rank 8. The Chelsea are ranked 8 in terms of shots on target, 5 shots almost always on target. Ranked 11th, Chelsea are ranked 11th in goals conceded per match, which is 1.6. So that shows you that Chelsea concede a lot of goals. So we ranked 11. So we arguably Chelsea, as I know that Chelsea have conceded 22 goals so far in the Premier League, and Chelsea might have scored maybe 20, 24, 25. I think 25 and conceded 22, if I can remember from our stream yesterday. Steven,
What was that, sorry?
I said Chelsea have conceded 22 goals. I'm trying to refer to the inside statistics that we have, ranked 11th
Mhm.
in goals conceded per match, and I was saying that
Yeah,
Chelsea have
we've
conceded
conceded 22.
22 goals. So yes, we have conceded 22 goals. We guys, it's time up. We have to wrap this up. Steven, let's do
Mhm.
with the predict the score line. I'm going for a Chelsea 2, Manchester United 1. What's yours?
You
No
know I don't
prediction.
go score, but I'm going Chelsea win. Easy.
Chelsea win. Not draw.
No, man.
Sticking to
United
win.
are there for the taking. Like, come on, man. Chelsea should batter them. I'll be honest with you. Based on everything we've seen, we should batter them.
All right, I'm going for United 1, Chelsea 2. And Steven said Chelsea should win.
Mm-hmm. Bro, back us, man. United have been poor all season and they keep getting away with it.
Well,
I said it the other day on here. Your luck can only go so long, and then goodbye. This could be the game that gets Ten Hag sacked. I genuinely believe this could be the game that gets him sacked.
I'll clip it. I hope we can come back and say Steven said it. Now clip it. This is the game that can get Ten Hag sacked. All right. Thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, thank you very much. You guys have been a wonderful people. You've been a wonderful, great in the community. Thank you for everyone that has been on the show today. And my regards to everyone. Mr. Makim, Metaface Doom, who was there and who was there for a while. And also, I want to love you. Thank you guys for joining the show today. You guys makes my day goes on. You know, without you, I wouldn't be here. So let us round those guys. Steven.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Lil Desperandon, Stephen G said, hang on to hope, guys. I wouldn't worry so much about tomorrow. Worry about now. So stay tight, be cool, chill, relax. Hope Chelsea win the game tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll be back again with the review. Hopefully, I think the review might be. Hopefully, let's see if we can fit it in tomorrow. We'll see. If not, then we'll be back on Thursday for the review. Bye bye, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.